What's going on, guys? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today a look at what sold over the last 24 hours and an answer to one of your questions.
Mountain Man Treasures.
Thanks for joining today, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. That means I go to estate sales and thrift stores and garage sales. I buy things there, and then I sell them again online for a profit, hopefully good profit. And we have some good profit items to show you here today. Not a ton. I think we're sitting at about 9 things sold here in the last 24 hours. I think more will sell overnight, and they usually happen. So I'm going to be happy with where the day turns out, especially considering how eBay had been for the last about 2 weeks or so. It's been pretty good. You know, it's bounced back. It's not quite back where it was, but it's bounced back, and I can be happy with that. So let's take a look at what sold. Nice little collection of stuff selling today. First thing up, Excite Bike for the Nintendo. It's got the old dust cover on there. Sold another video game, and this one to a viewer of the channel. This one went out to Karen for the old Xbox. This is Time Splitters 2. Cool game. And Karen, I think you bought another game. I think you sent me a message that you had purchased another game, a Star Wars game on the Xbox here recently. So thank you so much for that. This game going out for $19.76 plus shipping. So Karen, I hope you enjoy Time Splitters. That's a cool one. The Ballad of Cable Hogue with Robards and Stella Stevens. This is a cool old Western. This one, I took an offer of $9 plus shipping for that. Back here, we've got an autograph. This is Kristanna Loken from Terminator 3. Cool autograph there and nice photo. It's got the Beckett. There you go. So authenticated by Beckett. This one going out for $19.76 plus shipping. We've got pair of Nikes from that storage unit. These really slick Nikes. Yet again, a pair I would have kept if they were real adult-sized shoes. So the Air Jordan 11 Retros, they're 4.5 Ys, the size 1877, plus shipping on those. Couple of the Fritz trainers, the CD-ROMs that help you learn how to play chess. These things moving out. I picked these up a couple estate sales ago for $1 a piece. And somebody sent me an offer of $15 a piece, and I took it. So same buyer picked up 2 of them for $30 plus shipping. Logic, we picked this up at an estate sale as well for 25, 50 cents. I don't know. We got a whole bunch of books for cheap. This one, I sent an offer out yesterday of $9.48 plus shipping. They accepted it, and then this morning they paid. So this one going out for a few bucks profit. Couple more things. We've got the Nike Dry Fit running hat. If you see these guys and they're in decent condition and they're cheap, pick them up. They sell for me all the time. And every once in a while, I sold a black one of these, a 5-panel hat that was just a different style than this, but it was a retired style, one you can't find anymore. And I sold that thing. I think I took an offer of like $75 or $80 for that thing. Some of them are really rare and people are looking for them. This one, not quite as rare, but still a nice little sale. We sold this one for $14.73 plus shipping. And then an international sale. We got this guy from Sonic. Of course, the new movie coming out, that's going to help. I sold a Sonic action figure on an offer that I sent out, but they have not yet paid. So fingers crossed. But this, the plush, they did pay. This was a sale from overnight, and it's going to France, is this little guy. They paid 39.52 euros. So US dollars, that's about 43 bucks. This is not going to cost me all that much to send over there. It's pretty cheap, pretty light. So a nice sale on him. I think I picked him up at Goodwill for $1. Good sales, right? Nothing huge in there, but that's the steak and potatoes kind of sales to keep your store running, and I'm happy with that. I also am happy that Jeffrey came in the other day. I keep forgetting to mention it. So Jeffrey came in and bought 5 coffees the other day for me and said, you know, best of luck with the full-time venture. So, hey, I appreciate that, man. That's really cool because you do that, you get nothing back. It's just a thank you to me and the channel, and it means a lot. So thank you very much for that. We actually have a package that we're going to open down here as well that I've been meaning to get to on camera and haven't had a chance to yet. So let's do that. Package here from Maurice. Let's check it out. We're going to open it from the bottom, I think. Oh, I'm liking it already. Some people call him Maurice. He's never heard that before. And he sent, oh, that's sick. All right, there we go. We got a hat in here from Maurice. That's really cool. So it's Montana. It's the Montana roots, right? And then there's a fly rod here. I'm going to do some fly fishing this summer. You know, that's one thing. When I did this part-time, I just did not have any spare time, you know, because I was working at the day job starting very early in the morning, going until, you know, little after lunchtime, right? And then I'd have to get home or immediately go to Goodwill and source and then get home. I'd have to list a few things as much as I could, and then I'd have to pack things, and then I'd have to do a quick video, and then I have to go to the, I mean, it all added up to not having any spare time, especially in the summer when I had to get to all the garage sales that I could to make up for all the time that I missed otherwise. And so I didn't go fishing once last summer. Not at all. So now doing this full time on a Tuesday, I can go out fishing. Nobody's going to be out there. I'm not missing any garage sales. The freedom that this is going to give me, especially in the summers, to enjoy the Montana summer, I'm really excited about that. And this is coming with me. Look at that. That is super cool. And there's actually a couple others in here as well. There's a Ducks Unlimited hat. Maurice knows I love selling DU stuff. It doesn't sell for a ton, but it sells all the time for me. So cool Ducks Unlimited hat. This one's still with the tag on there. And another DU hat. So thanks, man. And I think, yep, we got a note in here as well. I came across a bunch of new hats the other day. I thought maybe you might enjoy a little of Share the Find. I have learned a lot from you in your videos. I can't believe how far my store has come in 6 weeks. Anyway, please keep the videos going and have a super day. So, Maurice, thanks, man. 6 weeks. That's awesome. You know, brand new. I know we've got a lot of people that are new to reselling that watch this channel. That's why I try to remember that. And I try to sometimes go back to basics that some people are watching going, yeah, I know that. I learned that 5 years ago. Maurice just started 6 weeks ago, right? So I try to make sure that everybody gets good information on the channel. So I'm really glad that you're able to get something that's helping your reselling business, man. I sure appreciate that. These are going to go in the store. Thank you so much. This one's going to go on my head. Thanks. He did say one question. Do you still sell on auctions or just via the store? I do sell some things on auction, on eBay. I think on eBay, auctions, you have to be very careful. Auctions, eBay started, it was an auction site. Like that's what it was all about, was the auction. Now, I mean, there's certainly still auctions that go on there. I have one running right now that I started today as I'm recording this, actually, because it's an item that I think has relatively high interest, but I don't know the value of it. I just really don't know. And so I'm going to let the market decide. We're going to see how it shakes out, right? You can do auctions that way. Also, you can do auctions on something that is very high in demand and has very few available, right? You want low supply, high demand. Those are the things that you want to auction, the things that you know you're going to have people fighting over. You don't want to, a lot of times people think, I can't find one like this. I'm going to put it up for auction. Bad idea, right? Because if this is a one of a kind, if this is very unique, if it's a weird niche, you're counting on somebody finding that in the 3 days or 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, however long you do it, right? They might not, or maybe one person finds it, right? That's not a good setup for an auction. I auctioned a while back my Dark Tower game. Dark Tower, a Bolo board game. If you guys ever find it, pick it up. Even broken, it will sell for parts, sometimes for hundreds of dollars. Okay, so if you find Dark Tower, pick it up. I had one that was about 98% complete and working, and I auctioned that thing. I actually started it at $1. And I could do that because that is a game that sells all the time. It will sell every time that you list it, and people are going to fight over it. That is a good candidate for an auction. You know, this hat, terrible candidate for an auction, right? So you got to be very careful with the things that you auction on eBay? I hope, Maurice, I hope that answers your question. Turns out, I guess we're answering two questions on this one because I got a question a little while back and I thought, you know what, this one fits. I haven't had a chance to get to it. I kept forgetting to get to it. And it fits because we sold something to France today. And check this out. This one from Chuck. He appreciates watching the video, said he's been watching for a while, first time commenting. And he said, you know, if I understand it correctly, you don't sell through GSP, you just sell directly. He said, I did that once, incidentally, also to France. He sold some postcards there. And he said he was a little bit unsure about how that works if you're selling internationally and something is lost or damaged, that sort of thing. What do you do? So just as a quick breakdown, if you ship through Global Shipping Program, you are pretty much 100% protected, at least in terms of those, right, of loss or damage. If you get it to the hub in Erlanger, Kentucky, eBay takes over and you're off the hook. If it gets lost, if it gets damaged in transit, that sort of thing, eBay's Global Shipping Program will refund your buyer. You don't have to refund your buyer. You get to keep your money, right? So you're set. The downside of global shipping is it's very expensive for many buyers, and that's for several reasons. We've dug into that on the show before, and we don't want to get into the weeds too much on this answer, other than to say for many people it's expensive. It's overly expensive. It's more expensive than it needs to be. And so you can use global shipping, and it works. Many people sell a lot of things through global shipping. I've sold things through global shipping. I use eBay's standard international program more often than not now. You still get the basic coverages, not quite as robust as global, but you still get the basic coverage just like you would here in the States, essentially. So that's what I use. It's a little bit cheaper. Now, I also do ship some things directly to the customer. The Sonic Plush that I sold today, that was off of one of the listings. I use a listing service. It's called Web Interpret, and they list my items on multiple countries' websites. So there's an eBay for the U.S., there's an eBay for Canada, there's an eBay for France in this instance. And so they take my listing, they list it on eBay France, they translate it, they convert it into euros. So all of that is done automatically for me. And so I make some sales that way. And so when it sells that way, I generally ship on my own. Now, this one was 9 ounces. And so if I would have shipped through eBay's Standard International, it would have cost me $21 to ship it through eBay's program. If it would have been 8 ounces, $13. That 1 ounce is a big jump, right? Through Pirate Ship Simple Export Rate, I could ship it myself directly to, it doesn't actually go directly to the customer anymore. Actually, they changed it so that it works a little bit like eBay. It goes to a hub, and then it goes from there to the customer. And there's various hubs depending on where it goes in the country. I think mine went to California for this. So it ultimately goes, essentially I'm shipping it to the customer, right? I got that for $14.99. So a little bit cheaper, and that will take 2 to 3 weeks or so. I get door-to-door tracking. Now, if that item gets lost, it's on me, right? I've had that happen before a couple times. I've had an item going to Australia that it didn't get lost, it just got delayed. And it eventually made it there, but before it did, the customer didn't want to wait. He filed a claim with eBay, and ultimately he got his money. He got refunded, and then literally days later, I saw tracking all of a sudden updated, and it made it to him. So I did send him a nice note saying, hey, I see that you got your item now, as I told you you would. So if you want to pay me back, I can get you my address, and you can do that. Of course, he never did. So I didn't expect he would. I just wanted to let him know that I knew that he knew that.
Do they know that we know?
No.
Joey?
They know you know.
Oh, I knew it!
You get how that works. So it happens. Chuck, it happens now and again. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. Every once in a while, you will come upon either a bad buyer or you'll get an item lost or it won't make it in time, that sort of thing. And you are pretty much stuck. I had a hat go to Finland that she said showed up damaged because of poor packing. I've sold hundreds of hats. I know how to pack them, but there's no way I can fight that, right? And so you just chalk that up to a loss and you go on with your day. Now, with more expensive items, obviously, that gets a little bit tougher. And so that's why with the expensive items, I do use global shipping still. If things are bulky or if they're very expensive, I do use the global shipping option because you have that built-in protection in case it does sell overseas. If it's just a $15 hat, or in this case, a $25 plush, and I end up with a bad customer, that's a bummer. The thing is that you end up, I think, well, I know through experience on balance, with a lot more positive results from selling internationally than negative. On balance, when you've got the scales, the good sales far outweigh the bad. So you're going to take a couple losses, but by opening up the market to the world, I think you're ultimately going to win a lot more than what you lose. So that's my little international shipping spiel. Hope that answers something. It's Friday. That means we've got garage sales, hopefully, tomorrow. We'll see in our area. We don't have a ton yet, but I do have a private pick. I'm very excited about that. Not exactly sure what I'm walking into, but I have high hopes. We'll have that video on the channel, so I guess you've got that to look forward to. If you want to know when that pops up, the easiest thing to do is hit the subscription button and hit the bell. That'll let you know when we put new stuff up. And if you like that new stuff, if you like this stuff, hit the thumb. Helps me a ton.